Hello and welcome back to the Common Colt Podcast. The Colts Podcast with real takes and no clickbait. I'm Josh Hudgens, joined by Dan Hertzler. What's up, Dan?
Not too much, man. 24 hours after well, actually a little bit more than 24 hours because they played that Germany game. But, we're still trying to figure out what do we do with this team? I mean, there's a lot of questions. Are they a playoff team? Are they not a playoff team? Are these wins helping? Are they hurting? I'm still not settled here. I know yesterday you tried to help me a little bit, but I'm still trying to figure out what do I do with this Colts team? Josh, help me out again. What do I do?
That's a good point. Colts are 5-5. Really, some might say they're 6-4 if a certain referee crew wasn't on the call when they were playing the Browns. The truth is, and it's kind of the age-old debate, are the Colts winning games and actually hurting themselves by winning games? And I know we're a Colts fan cast, and we pride ourselves in maybe being authentic. And the truth is, any way we slice it, with the way the team's constructed, even if they make the playoffs, they're not going to win a Super Bowl. They're just not. There's no way Gardner Minshew is going to be able to outduel Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, and some of these elite quarterbacks. So from the aspect of, okay, is winning these games and giving us a mediocre record instead of a bad record, preventing us from getting a Marvin Harrison Jr. type of guy. And to a certain extent, I think it is. I mean, because I think we might play ourselves out of the position to do that. But I don't think we're a mediocre team from the aspect of, think about the Titans last year, for example. They just missed the playoffs. They had an aging veteran quarterback. They had Ryan Tannehill, and their roster's just aging. Their window's closed. To me, that's the just an awful spot to be in. The Colts, they're winning some games. They're building a culture. They have a young roster, and our star quarterback he's hurt. He's waiting in the wings, but we see some promise in him, and he's going to come back, and he's going to. Not many teams that are in that mediocre spot just have a young top 5 quarterback pick. They're just going to plug in and play. So to me, I don't think we're quite in that bad of a spot. But what do you think?
Well, I've taken 24 hours to really wrestle with this because I was just feeling it yesterday. But I think here's where I've landed, and I think this is a good place for us as Colts Nation. Wins are important. Okay, like you said, it helps build a culture. Young team, guys are learning. You never know what can happen. They're sitting at 10th right now in the AFC, tied with the Raiders. Some teams above them, like the Steelers, the Browns, maybe a few others. Are they really going to keep up these winning ways? Maybe they could sneak into the playoffs, but maybe they'll just miss it. Who knows what will happen? But it's kind of the best of both worlds. So every time the Colts win, we can look at it and say, hey, they're building a culture that's going to prepare them for the next several years. Every time they lose, we can say, hey, they're going to get a better draft pick because now that they've lost. What we really need them to do, and what I'm concerned, I guess, about over the last 2 weeks is I want them to look better. Okay. Regardless of the wins or losses, I just want to walk away from a game and be like, you know what? They are getting better in certain areas, or they are improving in that. And to me, I just feel like they're kind of just treading water in their improvement. The run game is much better. A few defensive players are playing, but overall, I don't see as much of the growth that I was hoping for. I think Shane Steichen's doing a wonderful job. And again, you can look at last year compared to this year, and we should be happy for that. But these last 2 games, it just kind of feels a little bit more like they're just kind of mudding through these games, and they're winning ugly. They're winning because the other team isn't very good. I would like them to win, like the Ravens game. Remember when they won that Ravens game?
Yeah.
Like, we're just like, hey, this team can play. This team's learned how to win. Like, they played good to win that. I want to feel that again. But for the main time, we can at least say, hey, a win is a win, and that's good for culture. A loss is a loss, and hey, that's good for draft picks.
Yeah. Well, I think if for any other team, if you're watching a team and the backup quarterback has to play some snaps, in a way, it's going to look like that. And our backup quarterback's playing for us right now. I mean, and we see Gardner Minshew, and we've hit this a million times on our show, but I'm going to continue to hit it. He's limited, and the tape's out on him, and there's a reason why he wasn't a highly sought-after quarterback this past free agency. So for the Colts to muddle through these games with Gardner Minshew, I think is a sign of growth for Shane Steichen to be able to adapt his coaching style to fit Gardner. And then we see Jonathan Taylor, who's starting to kind of come into form. The offensive line's kind of bounced back this year. Also, Guys like Deo on the defensive end, he's kind of stepping up. So to me, I think you do make a good point. Like, hey, it's more about how we look. How's Josh Downs developing? How are some of these other rookies developing? How can Juju Brents get back healthy? Can he step up and keep playing well when he's healthy? I think that is probably a little more important than the wins and losses for our long term growth. But I'm still pretty impressed by the job that Shane's doing to get wins with Gardner Minshew at quarterback. And I mean, say what you want, the Patriots suck this year, but they still beat Bill Belichick in the New England Patriots defense, and there's still something about it that I think is impressive. So I know these wins aren't doing much for us other than we're making our draft pick worse probably, but I do believe in there's something to a culture and there's something to wins, just building that culture and making the team buy into Shane Steichen and Chris Ballard.
Yeah, and they don't give a rookie coach of the year award, which
Yeah.
would be kind of fun. Maybe Ryan's and Texans. Maybe he'll end up winning it because they're pretty good too. But I just think Shane Steichen's right up there. The amount of talent that we don't think they have compared to some other teams, losing your star quarterback and still winning like this, it is a good sign, and it's something we should be a lot more optimistic about. Hey, you know what? These guys are playing hard, and you look at and we'll use the Patriots. I mean, the reports came out again today. One of their cornerbacks, they just cut him because I guess he was just a cancer locker room kind of issue there.
Yeah.
Sounds like the team's kind of quitting on Bill Belichick. So you see that happening all the time in the NFL. Raiders, Josh McDowell's or not McDowell's, McDaniels, whatever his name. We don't really care about.
We don't care about him.
Yeah, he, like that stuff happens, and Shane's got these guys playing hard, believing in things, believing they can go out and win, and they are doing that. So I do think the future's bright. I think this might be a destination that some free agents are going to look at next year and be like, hey, you know what? They got a young core, they got a good coaching staff, they got a stable front office. Let's get in there. Let's be a part of that. And so I think those are encouraging things, and I think that's got to be the thing that takes over our mindset, especially when we have these kind of 10-7 or muddle through these kind of games. It's not pretty, it's ugly, but hey, when you win, it's good, and when we lose, hey, we're getting ready for a draft pick.
Yeah, that's how I'm feeling right now. Guys, let us know what you think in the comments. Are the Colts hurting themselves by winning? We're saying no. Let us know what you think. Again, comment below. We're close to 2,000 subs. Hit that subscribe button as well. We appreciate you guys watching our show. And until next time, have a great day.